All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to talk about something that's becoming a huge deal for pretty much any organization using AI in California. We're talking about a whole new wave of complex compliance laws. And we're going to explore a new nonprofit that's popped up to tackle this problem head-on.
So let me just ask you this, and it doesn't matter if you're in tech, healthcare, or even running a nonprofit. Is your organization really ready for California's new AI laws? Because let's be honest, with massive fines and serious legal risks on the line, being unprepared is a pretty big gamble.
And here's the heart of the issue. We're not talking about just one new rule. It's more like a tangled web of regulations that are constantly being updated. For a lot of folks, trying to stay compliant probably feels like trying to hit a moving target in the dark. It's a lot.
Which brings us to what we can call California's AI Compliance Challenge. You know, California loves to be a pioneer in regulation, and by doing that, it's created this massive demand for expertise, a demand that, frankly, many organizations, especially the smaller ones in the nonprofit and healthcare worlds, are really struggling to meet. But here's the thought. What if the solution wasn't just hiring another super expensive consulting firm? What if it was a nonprofit guardian? You know, something designed specifically to serve the public good? Well, that's exactly the idea we're going to dive into next.
So meet AICAREAGENTS247. The most important thing to get here is its structure. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. This means it's not about making money for shareholders, it's all about the mission, guiding organizations through these tricky regulations in a way that's both ethical and, crucially, affordable.
Their whole mission really stands on three big pillars. First, there's data sovereignty. This is all about empowering organizations to actually own their data and their AI, not just rent it from some big tech company. Second, ethical AI stewardship, which basically means making sure a human is always in the driver's seat. And third, and this one is a real game changer, workforce capacity building. The goal here is to help organizations build their own in-house expertise so they don't have to keep paying for pricey consultants.
Okay, so you're probably asking, how do they actually do that? How do they build up that internal workforce? Well, that's where their flagship program comes in, the CCIOC training course. It's designed to create a whole new class of compliance pros.
And they're not being shy about it. They're positioning the California Certified AI Compliance Officer, or CCAICO for short, as the #1 premier credential in the state for this stuff. The fact that it's nonprofit-led is a huge deal. It means the standard is being set for the public good, not for profit.
And wow. When you see the legal maze this certification covers, you totally get why it's so needed. We're talking about major new laws like SB 942, which is all about transparency in AI, and AB 3030, which sets tough new rules for AI in healthcare. This isn't just some high-level course, it's a deep dive into the specific laws that you have to comply with, like yesterday.
So how does this actually stack up against other options out there? Well, the differences are pretty clear. The CCIECO is nonprofit, it's laser-focused on California law, and just look at the tuition. It's about half of what the for-profit, more generic programs are charging. The value here is pretty hard to argue with.
Let's just pause on that number for a second. $1,750. That's the starting tuition for nonprofits. In a field where this kind of specialized training can easily run you $5,000, $10,000 or more, this price point just screams accessibility. It says everything about their mission.
But believe it or not, the innovation here isn't just about the training or the price. AICAREAGENTS247 has also come up with a really unique career model for the people who get certified, and it completely rethinks how these experts get paid.
So, instead of a typical job where you get a salary, these certified officers work inside a public benefit structure. Their pay comes from donation stipends, not wages. This is a subtle but powerful shift. It aligns their work directly with the nonprofit's mission, not with some corporate bottom line.
So here's how it actually works, in 2 simple steps. An organization needs a service, say an AI audit, so they make a tax-deductible donation to get it done. That donation is then split right down the middle, 50-50. Half goes to the officer who did the work, that's their stipend, and the other half goes right back into funding the nonprofit's mission. It's this beautiful, self-sustaining loop.
And if you're wondering, okay, but can you actually make a good living this way? The answer seems to be yes. This whole nonprofit model is designed to offer really competitive earning potential. As you can see, the annual stipend equivalents are right on par with market rates for similar jobs in the for-profit world, from entry-level all the way to the executive track.
So,
When you put it all together, this is so much more than just a training program. It's an entire infrastructure being built to create these qualified, mission-driven professionals who can lead the way on AI governance. They're really trying to lead California's AI future.
And they are definitely not building this in a vacuum. They've forged strategic partnerships with some of the absolute heaviest hitters in AI policy. We're talking UC Berkeley, Stanford, UCSF, and USC. Having that kind of academic firepower in your corner lends a massive amount of rigor and credibility to the whole program.
You know, I think this one quote from their materials just perfectly sums up the goal for anyone who goes through this program. Be ready, be board certified, and be absolutely indispensable. It's basically a call to action for professionals to become the exact experts that companies are so desperately looking for right now. Which, funny enough, brings us right back to our first question, but with a new spin. The question isn't just about being ready for California's AI laws anymore. It's about being ready to shape the future that those laws are creating. It's a huge challenge, no doubt, but as we've just seen, a whole new path is opening up for those who are ready to lead the way.